Let's go!
From Nintendo and Illumination.
The Super Mario Brothers can take care of the kingdom.
Comes a super-powered adventure. On April 1st.
Pack our things.
The galaxy gets even bigger.
He knows that's my bike, right?
Yes, sir.
The Super Mario Galaxy movie. Rated PG. Only theaters April 1st. Get tickets now.
There's nothing like your first Mac. Here's what people online are sharing. Dr. Rain says, everything is just so smooth and fast, I still can't get over it. Syncing stuff between my phone and this is just chef's kiss. Mr. Incredible 488 says, Apple Silicon basically cures low battery trauma. That's how they felt with their first Mac. How will you? Introducing the all-new MacBook Neo. An amazing Mac at a surprising price. Find out more on apple.com/Mac.
It's Deprogram, the podcast where we try to get you into a band. That's right. We've done all the work for you. All you have to do is push play and listen. You could say that I'm band curious. I like to get into the weeds with my friends about bands that they're into and find out what it is, why it is that they like them. And doing so, we create a top 10 starter kit for you to get into the band as well. This week, you could say that we're going to swim out past the ocean. We're actually, it feels like this one is kind of a long time coming. We're talking about Everclear today, Anderson, and technically speaking, I had Peter's name first. He's not feeling well, so he had to bail, so that slides you over to chair one, but I believe it was kind of like a co-op thing, because I think it came up on our Sponge episode. So talk to me about Everclear and why you wanted to do Everclear.
Yeah, so this one came up on the Sponge one because they're playing together this summer with Local Age, who I think you may have heard of. Once or twice, right?
Sure.
But yeah, Everclear, I probably would have put them up ahead of Sponge, but I thought everybody hates Everclear, so I was like, nah, I gotta stick with something we can find panelists for. This is a band... God, back in the 90s, these were my boys. And radio just killed them, in my opinion. So, here we are 28, 30 years later. Everything you hear on the radio, for those of us who are so brave enough to listen to that, you'll hear 5 songs, and I don't like those 5 songs at all.
Interesting.
So, yeah, this ends up being something that I think people would benefit from taking a second look at. And they're more than what you hear when you're out in the world.
Yeah. Taking that point, Christian, you and I have done a lot of episodes like this. We also have Hootie and the Blowfish working, which I think is going to kind of live in the same lane. Talk to me about Everclear. I feel like Anderson kind of nailed it. This feels like hey, come take another look at this band.
I didn't have that impression, really. We've talked before about the difference between commercial music in the States and in the UK, particularly in this kind of era. A lot of bands that were like the staples, I believe, in American radio in the 90s, aside from the obvious Nirvanas and stuff, but things like Everclear being on the radio, that just didn't happen in the UK. They were very much not underground, but an alternative band that alternative music fans like myself liked. So it was a very different scene over here. There was more Britpop and dance, and the alternative stuff was always just, as I say, just in that lane. But yeah, I got into them. Do you remember? Did you have these in the US? You have like a magazine with like a free CD on the front.
Oh yeah,
Did you,
yeah.
yeah. So I loved those because you'd get a magazine that you'd want to read anyway, and then you'd get a CD where you have maybe 12, 13, 14, 15 songs on it from artists, some of which you may have heard of, some of which you didn't. And I just in the night, I got into loads of bands just through those CDs. I'd hear something, and because it wasn't like it is today with the subscription where you can just pick and choose anything. You had to buy something or hear it on the radio when weren't hearing these bands on the radio. So I heard one song by Everclear. I thought, oh yeah, that's really good, but I never then got around to actually getting any of their stuff until a few years later. But then when I did, when it clicked, I loved the band. Really, really, really good band. So yeah, really, I mentioned in the chat before the show, I love my list, and looking at my 20, I'm really, really pleased with it. And I love every song. So really looking forward to it.
This will be interesting because I kind of, took essentially the same approach as Anderson. The idea of people don't know them past, what kind of hits the radio. And, I was pleasantly shocked. It's funny because I feel like I've been hearing, number one, Sparkle and Fade is great, like forever. Like I've been hearing that. I just never kind of did the dive. I like in this, they don't get the same vitriol as live, but I feel like it's parallel. Like I feel like they kind of became the Santa Monica guys, and then even worse, the Father of Mine guys. Like they became like everybody kind of pointed at that, and that kind of became their lane. And it's so much more than that. I found, doing the dive on them. I mean, I don't know that I ever disrespected them as much as I used to disrespect live, but I did at one point. The Swim Up Past the Breakers bit became like a very recurring theme on a very recurring bit on my old podcast, Good Morning You Drunks. And we followed it up with a bit based on Father of Mine, where I would be Art's dad and he would be like, my daddy gave me a name. Yes, it's Art. It's a family name. Like I created a character called Everclear's dad. And, like it's not the same vitriol. I don't think they ever became that, but they were almost, because of their popularity, almost a joke. And the thing that kind of goes simultaneously with all this is I used to always hear that Everclear puts on a great show. And so like, when Everclear came up, I was like, yeah, let's bump that way up the list, because I feel like not that, I love their songs, but it's like this show gives the perfect opportunity to listen to an Everclear finally, to listen to a Live, to listen to a Bush. Like these bands are all kind of in that same lane where something happened and everybody kind of discarded them. So I was shocked to find out, and this kind of leads us into the next thing. I was shocked to find out that they continued making records. Not that I was shocked that they were still around, but they continued making records. So we did have to trim it up somewhere. I think we ended up like most of their new stuff is gone, Anderson. So like when you're looking at what we decided to bring to the table, when you're looking to put together your 20 for this, like what are you trying to bring to the table to kind of prove Everclear isn't those few songs that people know?
Yeah, so we did cut it down. We cut it down to the 5 albums that Spotify had with the original band members. 2005, 2006 is when the band split up. Based on what happened afterwards, I'm going to say it was due to creative differences, and the other band members wanted to be creative.
Oh.
That's my joke. Anyway. So yeah, I'm just what I'm looking at is, God, they put out some good music during those albums, and a lot of what they do really speaks to me. There's a lot of like small town backgrounds. troubled childhoods, bad relationships. I mean, they don't sing about happy things. They're not
Right.
good at that. But, a lot of what they do sing about really speaks to me. So I get a lot of strong feelings about it one way or the other, and you're probably going to hear both.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, making the list, I was trying to hit all the aspects that they do.
So, Christian, you mentioned that you're like super happy with your list. Does that mean that it was easy? It came together easy, or does that mean you're just proud of the work?
A bit of both, actually. I think it's a strong. I think it speaks to how much I like this band. I think it's a strong list, but also it was easy. And then, like a lot of bands that are easy to start with, those last cuts are all the more difficult because of it. You're not filling spaces 17, 18, 19, 20. You've got 24 and you've got to squeeze them into 20, But no, it's really just going back, if I may. You mentioned that this is in the wheelhouse of live Bush, Hootie and the Blowfish, and I'm on or have been on all of those panels, and I just think what I mentioned earlier around that kind of saturation of being linked with a huge single and because what I mentioned earlier on about these bands weren't on commercial radio in the UK, I've never been exposed to that kind of public kind of critical revulsion against these bands. So either that or I have really bad taste, one of the two. But yeah, no, it's interesting what Anderson mentioned there actually about the stuff that he talked about, not happy stuff, and the relationships and the childhood stuff. I think Alexakis is a fantastic storyteller, and I completely agree that they're at their best when he is in that kind of lane in terms of writing about real stuff that's happened to him. And oh my God, like doing a bit of background reading, a lot of stuff has happened to him in his life. He's had a really, in parts tough upbringing. But I think they do sometimes steer into being a bit more light-hearted, and I say it now, it doesn't suit them. It doesn't suit them. They are at their best when it's confessional, when it's attritional, cathartic, when he's writing about real life gritty stuff. That's when they're at their best.
So I think that I kind of fell along the same lines as you guys did, because in fair warning, I do have some of the hits based on the conversation so far. I'm not feeling bad about a couple of the ones that I left out because that's very linked to saturation and jokes, but we'll cross those lines when we get there. But I also felt like this is very much, I want people to know songs other than those two. And I want them, I said this in at some point last go around it, Sparkle and Fade is fucking great. Like I easily could have taken every track from that one. I feel like I fall on that sentence a lot, but not knowing what they were past the radio stuff and coming in and hearing that record, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be great. I can't wait to listen to this, which immediately lightens the load of, I can't believe I have to listen to 5 Everclear records, right? Like, not that it ever felt like that, but it definitely had that feeling of, I'm doing Everclear this week. And so to be able to like immediately go, okay, no, they kind of rock. Like I'm into that. And then it makes the as it gets slightly softer, each record makes it a little easier. And you kind of can see how they got there. And, I guess I need to be fair here. I am front loaded. I did like both American Movie Records. But the last one that we had on there, I liked it, but I couldn't find the space to make enough room for those songs. I felt like the stuff from the first 4 records were just flat out stronger. So, it's it seems like we're aligned here, Anderson. It feels like we're all kind of saying the same things, but it doesn't mean that could be disastrous, because it could mean there's a lot more at play. So based on everything we've said so far, how many do you think we get through unanimously?
Oh, and this was going to be worse with Peter here. So,
Fair, yeah.
you know, if it was 4 people, I was going to have a very low number. I'm going to circle back just for a second. This was the easiest 20 I've ever done.
Oh.
And probably will be for everything I've signed up for. Just looking at them, I'm like, this one was almost simple to do.
Mm.
I did a Christian style where I had 14 right off the bat, and then I'm just picking 6.
Yeah, there you go.
Which really helped.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna go right down the middle. I'm gonna say 5. I think we're gonna hit 2 homers and 3 surprises.
Oh, I like the surprises. I can't wait to find out what the surprises are, or at least what you guys consider surprises. All right, so 5 is off the table. Christian, what do you think?
I've just noticed something really weird. So we've got the 5 albums, other than the first one, and then we've got a couple off the compilation 10 Years Gone. All 5 studio albums that we're looking at all start with S. Just a little bit of trivia. Anyway, back to relevance. Okay, so this is weird. I've gone full circle now, because I came into this thinking, yeah, this I felt quite bullish, and then I was thinking, I know I've left off some songs that I expected you guys to have, so I was thinking we might go lower. But based on both of your vibes that we've got so far, I'm thinking you might be more in step with what I'm thinking. So it's like, are you thinking what I'm thinking? That you're thinking what I'm thinking? So I'm going to go. I was thinking about going back down to 4, but I'm not so sure now, because I think you might have left off some of the obvious ones that I've left off as well. So I'm going to go for 6.
All right, I like that. I don't think that's crazy talk. Here's what has me hesitant is I've already mentioned Sparkle and Fade feels like a record that each song is going to be in play here. And because of that, our choices could end up scattering that a little bit too much to kind of make, to make a positive impact. I honestly like Anderson's 5 the best, but because it's off the table, I'm going to go 4. I feel like I don't think it's out of the question we go above it. I don't feel as strongly about going above a 4. So I'm going to grab that 4. We're going to take a quick pause, and on the other side of it, we are going to play the game. Jack, it's deprogrammed. And with that, the name of the game is Deprogrammed. The 3 of us have combed through about half of Everclear's discography. I think it worked out that way. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more. 5 records, that's what you need to know, of Everclear's music, and plucked out 20 songs that we're now going to mash together in an attempt to create a top 10 starter kit for you, in case you have never given Everclear the time of day. I love doing this. The bands like this are the reason I lead with these kind of picks. Tell me what you are from the jump, so I don't have to, it completely changed how I thought about Everclear from the jump. I'm going to go with Electra Made Me Blind.
If you didn't pick it first, I would have.
There you go. Take that 2.
Yeah, that was the song on that free magazine CD. Yeah, of course.
Nice. I love that. I would not have guessed that. That would have been the one on the CD.
Yeah. No wonder I got into them.
Right? What a great introduction to the band. It doesn't sound so far off from the radio hits that you probably know that you're like, this is Everclear? But it takes all those things that are in all those songs and like amplifies them and makes you go, oh, fuck yeah, that's awesome. I'm into that. Like, it immediately changed, it immediately changed my excitement from I'm listening to Everclear to, oh, cool, I can't wait to see what's up with Everclear. So, I don't know, man. I think that's rather important. But clearly, we all agreed. So, boom.
For me, it's part of a trilogy of, I think there are 3 songs that are quite similar, not in a bad way, in a really good way, actually. I think that kind of jumpy, bouncy riff.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say what the other 2 are, but they're both on my list, but the 3 of them kind of remind me of each other. And for me, they are kind of what Everclear do best.
There
so,
you go.
Yeah, really, really pleased you picked that to start.
There we go.
It really is, because it's all bouncy, and the lyrics are, he just wants to pack up his shit and leave. And living isn't a simple thing, and no one says it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's still going dark, but he's doing it in such a happy way that nobody cares.
Yeah. Into it. All right. 1 down. And Anderson.
I'm going to jump forward an album and do the same thing. So much for the Afterglow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got it.
Nice.
I nearly didn't.
Oh, really?
I sorry to jump in here, Anderson. I don't know whether you wanted to say something about the record, but it wasn't on my list. It was close, but it wasn't on my list until about a week or so ago when Brian Wilson died.
Oh.
And
yeah, that Beach Boys opened that thing.
Yeah. And it just made me think, it just encapsulates what an influence the Beach Boys have been, directly or indirectly, on, I would say, 90% of the music that a lot of the panelists on Deprogrammed are into. And I just thought it felt so poignant that I was listening to Afterglow with that intro when Brian Wilson passed. I just thought, I've got to find room for it.
I just love that, after that intro, like, because initially I was going to leave it off too. And then it just kicks in at almost a minute and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not what this is. And then, like, when I came back around to it for my next round of cuts, I was like, oh, yeah, this is a shoo-in. This is in. So, yeah, it's kind of great. It's got that a really great energy to it, too. All right. Boom. 2 for 2. No pressure, Christian.
Okay. Right. I better go strong here. Right. I'm not going to pick from my trilogy. I'll keep that for later. I'm going to go with something a little bit lighter. I think this, when they do poppy stuff, I think this is their best pop song. I think it's an absolute banger. Catchy, great storytelling, I alluded to earlier on. I don't know if it was a single. I got a feeling it would have been in the States, but Heartspark Dollar Sign.
Ooh. I love that you picked that. I don't have it, though.
Yeah, it's a fantastic song. It was a single. God, it's got a good message too. I don't have it, but like, it's a top 25, top 30 for sure.
That was overwhelmingly, I don't know where it dropped off, but it was absolutely on my first pass. I can't, this is what I was talking about with Sparkle and Fade, though. Like, I feel like
if I win, that's going in. I'm telling you now.
Well, I was just listening, as I always do. I was just listening to the playlist, and when that one came on, I was like, I have this one, right? Oh shit. I was kind of hoping that it would have a 2, and then I could be the guy go, you know what? Let's put that one in, and so that one hurts to not even be in the convo.
Yeah. It does. I limited myself to 6 off of Sparkle and Fade and 6 off of Afterglow. And yeah, the other ones I felt stronger about.
I'll take a risk here, even though it's a single for sure. I'll stay on Afterglow, or I'll go back to Afterglow, I should say. And again, when a lot of like the singles came up, you know, you kind of roll your eyes, and I remember when this song hit, I loved it. And then my friend Talbert and I saw the video, and there was like a fisherman in it, and we were like, I call him Ishmael, and like, I don't know, it became a really stupid bit, and it's weird for it to have erased a song from my memory, but coming across it now, I was like, oh man, yeah, I really like this. Everything to Everyone. Into the bin, that sounds okay.
Yeah, it's another one I sacrificed. I'm sorry. It was
No.
on my first list, and I lost it.
Sorry, I didn't hear an answer, so I was waiting. Yeah, no, I don't have it. That was one that I mentioned at the start, that things I thought people might play that just didn't hit with me at all. So no, I don't have it.
All right. Into the bin. Anderson?
And let's see here. Let's get the big dog out of the way. Santa Monica.
I don't have it, but it has to be somebody had to play it, right? Like somebody had to.
Somebody has to talk about it, and if it's me, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, not me. That was the other one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's okay. This song is my first and only attempt at karaoke, and it was an absolute disaster. This was a very drunken, bad idea I had, and I forgot the words halfway through the first verse. It mostly ended up with me and a microphone and a very empty floor and a lot of blank stares. And yeah, I have never went back to that microphone again. So screw you, Everclear.
I'd say it's their most well-known song, I think, right? And
probably.
It's a funny one because it's like I don't dislike it. It's not bad, but I don't get what the fuss is about. I mean, there's another song that is on my list that I call Santa Monica's Evil Twin, which I prefer. And I don't know, just that I don't like the core. I like, obviously it has, you know, a quality about aspirational and that kind of stuff, and it builds, which is always good. People like a builder. But like the chords, they're a bit, I don't know, just there's not enough happening for me that I really sort of get into it. It's like, say, I don't want to be negative. I've been down that road before, but I like the song, but I don't get how it's their most well-known song.
Yeah, no, man, I kind of parallel thinking here for me as well. Going in, I thought that song had no chance of making my list. I was like, no chance. Blech, no. And when I came across it, I was like, no, man, I like this. And honestly, if Sparkle and Fade wasn't so good, it probably still could have made its way onto my list. But ultimately, I'm right there with you, Christian. I don't think it's a bad song. I don't dislike it. I just don't understand how it got to be so popular, or how it's like the Everclear song.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. All right. Christian, you're up.
Shall I play Santa Monica's Evil Twin?
Why
not? Why not? Let's segue. So it's very similar. It talks about an idealist location. It builds, but the chords are a little bit darker, and I don't know, I just find it a bit more interesting. And if my memory serves me correctly, I think it's right next to it on the album, Summerland.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, it's it's just that it's sort of the chords are a bit more sort of minor You know, so and then the bit at the end, you know, the album reference, the sparkle and fade, fade. Just yeah, I love it, love it. Really good song.
I'll say this. This is an answer I got on Threads when I asked, and the guy said it's like their best deep cut, and you know I kind of was like, yeah, I think I kind of have this one, and apparently that led to him telling me that apparently they're playing Sparkle and Fade on this tour that they're going on. So that's interesting. That might be my selling point to go, because even though Local H is my second favorite band, as mentioned before, I still wasn't sold on going to see a band I've heard a lot of great things about, Everclear, a band I'm very intrigued to see, Sponge, and my second favorite band of all time, Local H. The fact that they're going to play that record might have done it for me. But to the point, I think Summerland's just the better version of Santa Monica. So
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God! Right, okay. So I was crushed when Heartspot $sign went into the trash.
Mm-hmm.
Summerland being unanimous and everything that you've just said just makes me feel so much better. So I'm back, people.
There we go. All right. And just like that, we're at 3. Man, I don't really want to take another one into the bin. You know what? I won't. I'm going to bring up another one that I got answered on Threads. I'm staying on Afterglow, though. I'm going to go with Amphetamine.
Great song. Great song. I can't help you.
Boy.
I
Yeah.
absolutely have it.
You
Yeah,
all
I
right?
absolutely have it.
I'll take
It's
a
a
2.
banger.
Good.
I'll take a 2 there. I honestly thought
The bit at the end when it slows down,
Yeah.
amazing.
Boom. Take the 2 there instead of going back into the bin. All right. Anderson?
I'm going to stay in that same area. The B-side of So Much for the Afterglow is probably one of the greatest things music has ever done for me. I'm going to go a little bit lower. I'm going to pick Sunflowers.
Oh, wow. No.
No, I don't have it either.
Oh, wow.
I honestly did not.
Yeah, that one was a choice between that and something off of Sparkle and Fade that we may or may not see later. And I went with Sunflowers to balance the album.
I honestly can't even tell you like when that one fell out of my list. So I don't know if it was like a late cut. It's possible it was, but I don't. I honestly,
assume it's 21.
Usually I know which ones are 21. Usually, but don't hold me to that. All right, Christian.
Okay, so we've bounced around the first two on our list anyway. I'm going to go somewhere else, but similar era. I'm going to go to one of my trilogy. Now, on the last episode that I did, it was Suicidal Tendencies, and I think I referred to You Can't Bring Me Down as a song that I listen to when I want to get pumped up for sport, when I want to go for a jog, or if I'm playing a soccer game or whatever. This song takes me back to university. I lived with a couple of guys and we were all training for a half marathon, and we used to go into one of the guys, Alex, good friend of mine who now lives in Sydney, Australia, as it happens. And he used to blast this song and we would all just be bouncing off the walls, and we'd go out and we'd do the first mile would be the fastest mile that we'd actually done in training. It just got us massively up there. It's when I'm just listening to it over the last couple of weeks in prep for this, it's as an intro to a song, it is right up there. It is fantastic. Local God.
Yeah, I got it.
Absolutely.
Hey.
it's, do you know what I mean about the like Electra? It's got that that, and you listen to that. Like I said, I even listen to it now, and I'm like, I want to go and fight someone. It's just like, ugh! I absolutely love that song. It might be my favorite Everclear song.
Interesting.
And that line, "You look so stupid," would also describe me running.
And
Um,
wrote it for
go ahead.
wrote it for Romeo and Juliet, right? I think obviously with all the Romeo rep, I think he actually wrote it because it was on the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack. I think that's where Alex, my buddy, had the song. But I think he wrote it specifically for the movie, and I'm like, that's like one of your best songs. Yeah, incredible tune.
Yeah, he was surprised that it got a lot of requests live because he thought it was just a soundtrack song.
Yeah, I read that
Didn't
today.
understand why people loved it.
Yeah, he said, "Oh, we better learn it then."
yeah. And I like it so much, I've actually put it onto my digital version of So Much for the Afterglow.
Oh.
Because there's a few on there that I absolutely despise, so I just did a little switch. Local God's on the album now.
Nice. Awesome. I gotta be honest. I figured that might be a 2. I didn't think it was a binner, but I did not see that one as one that was going to be unanimous. I'm into that. Fired up about that. We're already at 4 too, fellas. Okay. I guess I can play one of these American movie songs. How about When It All Goes Wrong Again? Boy.
No.
Yeah, I don't have it.
No, not for me.
Had a feeling.
We are not being nice to you today. I'm sorry.
And what are you going to do? That's only my second to the bin. All right. Anderson?
What I'll do is I'll also go somewhere deep and maybe end up on an island. Same album. How about Short Blonde Hair?
No, I don't have that one.
No, I don't have it.
I mean, at least you predicted it.
Yeah, I did predict it.
All right. And
yeah,
Christian.
That way we can all be alone together.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we've had a strong start, haven't we? I got a feeling this is where it's going to start to get a bit more challenging, right?
Yeah.
Is it me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I'm torn between 2. Do I play the third of the trilogy? Or... No, tell you what I'm going to do. So I started off with Heartspark $, which went straight into the trash. So I'm going to do the definition of insanity, do the same thing again, and hope for a different result. Because I think this song is kind of, I don't know, for me, it kind of goes with Heartspark $. It feels like a same kind of vibe to it. And yeah, I love it almost as much. It's Unemployed Boyfriend.
Oh, fuck. No.
I don't have it. If it wasn't for the answering machine portion of the song, it would do so much better for me. that just really took me right out of it.
Yeah, it's part of the story, though, isn't it? So, you know. But yeah, no. Oh well, I told you it was insanity, didn't I? There we go.
I think that one we're looking at. It was for sure on my first pass. I think we're looking at like 25, maybe 24, something like that, somewhere around there. That it dropped out.
Yeah, I'd say it was number 5 on that album for me, which is, I love that album, so it's still really good.
All right. Well, I'll stick with American movie. How about Learning How to Smile?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you've made me so happy.
Hey.
Yes. I thought that was such a deep cut, but I love that song.
Hey, again, that's a shocker.
Yeah, big shock for me.
I was hoping to find one of you, obviously, but
Yeah,
just like that.
yeah, that song has such great lyrics to it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. There's that bit, the I'm just learning how to smile, and that I love that melody, and then the I will never let them break your heart. This it's beautiful song. Yeah, love it.
And just like that, the pressure's off me and firmly on Anderson. So we're at 5. All right.
Yeah, we are at 5.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we can.
I feel like there's like at least one more out there that we.
Yeah, we might be able to top that 5. How about Normal Like You?
That will not be one of them because no, I do not have that one.
Ooh, I thought that would be, as I have it. I think it's a great song.
All right, so that's another 2. We need those as well. We need 2s because so far that's all it's been is like this is only our second 2.
Yeah,
It's either in or bin. All right, we'll take that 2 and Christian.
okay, let's go for. I'm gonna go for Afterglow again, and again I think this will either be in or bin. This song, I don't know why, but it always reminds me of the Pixies, and I don't know whether that's just me or whether that is a thing, but I think it's getting better for the two of us. White Men in Black Suits.
Nope.
Yeah. That was a hard one to cut.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's that bit that goes and the diminishing and the bit that goes dun 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 dun. I don't know, that bit felt
Yeah.
Pixies-ish
Yeah.
to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that song, and it's a little bit different. It's a little bit understated. And again, just that quite emotive, like similar to Learning How to Smile, those really like emotional, emotive lines. Like, I think it's getting better for the two of us. I really like that sentiment because I think we've all been in that position where you have like a crap year or you have a crap 6 months and then you feel like things are turning around.
Mm-hmm.
I just love that line. I think it's getting better for the two of us. But just put it in the trash. That's fine.
Oi, that ain't
I
that.
said in the chat that my wife brought me from 22 down to 20.
Uh
So I'm throwing her under the bus. This one's her fault.
huh.
It was one of the 2 she didn't pick.
Wow. Wow. All right. I think it's time for me to get back to my sparkle and fade picks and just take the Band-Aid off and find out. I feel like this one has the best chance, so I'm going to go with this. How about Heroin Girl? Wow, really?
I don't have that one either.
Wow.
Are you kidding? It's amazing.
All right, we'll take that too.
The opening is amazing, and then the riff with the stops and the arpeggios. Do you know, like
Mm-hmm.
and then sorry, I'm doing lots of singing tonight. Apologies, audience.
No,
Do
it's
you know
all
what I mean?
good.
Like the stops and the arpeggio. I love it. I think it's absolutely, and as a second track after Electra
Mm-hmm.
on the album, it just like, whoa, this is a strong start.
What a great 1-2 punch.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got that answer a lot when I asked. I had already finished my list by the time I asked, so it didn't affect my list. It is also their number 1 song on Spotify, which says something to me.
Surprising.
Right? It's not any of the ones you would think it would be. And it just rocks, man. Like, it's, again, Electra already changed my mind. I was completely open for the rest of it, but Heroin Girl kind of like elevated me to another place. I was like, yes, okay. Like, this it made Sparkle and Fade such a hard record for me to cut from. So, all right, we'll take that too, though. Anderson.
It's the Paradise Podcast.
I am your host, Ryan Michelle Bethay, with my husband, Sterling.
What's up?
Join us here on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus, where we'll discuss each episode with the cast and crew of Paradise. I'll be getting all the secrets from Dan Fogelman, James Marsden, Shailene Woodley, Julianne Nicholson, and Sterling Kelby Brown. Woo! Paradise, the official podcast, is now streaming.
And stream Paradise on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus.
I'm gonna stay on Sparkle too, and I'm gonna go with Chemical Smile. That one really moved.
Dang it. No.
No, I don't have it either.
Yeah, you got that line in there where she says Jesus owes her money. She says the angels are her friends. What the hell does that mean? I really love that.
Yeah, it's great, but it just speaks to, I said I love the list. It just speaks to the quality of, it's great, but didn't make it.
Just didn't have enough room. All right, Christian.
Okay, I'm going to speak in threes now because you talked about a 1-2 punch. What about a 1-2-3 punch? And what about the third song in the trilogy that I mentioned of bouncy riffs? You Make Me Feel Like a Whore.
Fuck me. I think that
that is the single I did take.
When you talk about I don't have it. When you talk about 21, I'm fairly certain that was the last one to go. And I'm not going to lie, when you're that close, you're looking for trivial things to make the last cut. I was like, he says the word whore. It's stupid, but it was really that simple. So you look at, for whatever reason.
Yeah, I mean, do you see what I mean? Electra Made Me Blind, You Make Me Feel Like a Whore, and Local God, they've all got that kind of, they're all very riff driven.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's how I think of them in my weird, strange, warped mind. I put those three songs together because they're all very different and they're all great in their own way, but they feel of a similar ilk, and I love them all. So
yeah. All right. Does that take me back around to me? Yeah. All right, I keep scrolling past this one, so let's throw it out there and find out. How about Hating You for Christmas? Oh, another binner.
So I had just said that my wife took me from 22 to 20.
Oh,
that's the one.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have.
So I do gotcha.
Hey, all right.
I don't have it. I think I said at the beginning that sometimes they stray into kind of a bit like, and it just, I don't know, it felt like too gimmicky for me.
Fair enough.
It's not a bad song. It's not a bad song, but I prefer it when they're like, I prefer the autobiographical, dark, that kind of stuff. So it didn't really fit that for me.
I mean, I imagine we've got at least a few more twos and possibly another 3 here. I mean, as it is right now, because it's a 2, unfortunately. Well, no, because Anderson has a final say. So, all right, Anderson, where do you want to go?
I'm going to go. Nobody's touched Slow Motion Daydream, so I'm going to go up there, and I'm going to hit the single Volvo Driving Soccer Mom.
I actually got that. I don't have it on my list, but I actually got that as an answer when I asked. I was very shocked.
Yeah, well, if you think, if I thought that Hating You for Christmas was too gimmicky, then
yeah, you're not going for this.
I'm not going for Volvo Driving Soccer Mom. Now, right, okay, before the show, I said to Justin that I might mention Fountains of Wayne today, so excuse me if I jump on a Fountains of Wayne soapbox for 30 seconds. When I did the Fountains of Wayne episode last year, when I listened to it back, now bear in mind that's a band that I absolutely love. When I listened to it back, I hated myself on it because I came across as just not liking Adam Schlesinger music. It was more around that I particularly liked songs that Chris Collingwood had apparently written based on an internet thing that I found. They share writing credits, so I didn't know for sure. But when I listened to it back, it sounded like I just want to put the record straight. And why am I mentioning Fountains of Wayne? Because this has got Stacey's mom vibes for me.
Oh.
Volvo driving soccer mom, and it's Everclear jumping into the kind of the sort of the humor, the half jokey kind of gimmicky kind of thing, and I just don't like it. So just to put the record straight, I love Fountains of Wayne. I love both Chris Collingwood and Adam Scheslinger's music, and I hate myself on that episode. And case closed, off soapbox, catharsis. I've had my piece with it because it bothers me. But sorry for that interlude there, but it was my opportunity. But yeah, no, that song reminds me of. It is the same. It feels like if you'd only heard this song from Everclear, you know, like people who had only heard Stacey's Mum by Fountains of Wayne, it's like, no, you don't know the band. Right. Do you know what I mean? They're not one of those early 2000 kind of, you know, humorous. Well, that was kind of who I had in my head, which is fine if you like that sort of thing. That's fine, but that's not who they are, is it? And it's not who Fountains of Wayne are. It's not who Everclear are. And this just kind of had the vibes for me. So I'm sorry, Anderson, this was getting nowhere near my list.
I mentioned,
as long as I know you don't feel very strongly.
That record's rough for me because I enjoyed it. You know, it kind of gave me the same feeling as Santa Monica, where it's like I like it. I like the record. But I'm weighing it up against all these other songs, and it just felt like there's so many things where it's like, I could take one of these songs,
yeah, and I mean,
or I could take a fifth or sixth song from Sparkle and Fade. So that's kind of where I was at with that.
It's not what I like about Everclear. Well, the reason I like Everclear is those lyrics, that whether it's the kind of the emotional lyrics or whether it's the hard hitting lyrics. When they veer off, and that's fine, no issues. That when they veer off, it's just that doesn't hit me as anywhere near as much as a lot of their other stuff.
All right, Christian, where do you want to go?
Well, after that rant, I completely don't know. Okay. Right, I'm gonna go back to Sparkle and Fade, but it at least feels like I've got a chance of hitting. This might be a bit of a deep cut. Again, it's a bit of a risky one, in or bin, I think. It's got a really nice combination of melody and kind of angst and darkness. And I think if we are, based on what I just said about Volvo Driving Soccer Mum, if this does back that up, really, because it's a really dark, sounds like autobiographical song. Queen of the Air.
Yeah, I got it.
You do not.
I'll take that too.
That's cool. That's it. Yeah, if it hits for somebody. Yeah, and I quite like the singing style in it. He gets into this singing style, some the kind of the shouty singy, especially as it. Do you know what I mean? As it gets towards the end of the song, and it gets a bit more emotional. What it kind of reminded me of was, do you guys remember a band from like the grunge era? But I don't know if they weren't Seattle or anything, but they were a band called Paw. Do you remember them?
No. First.
Angry Johnny.
They had a song called Jesse. Jesse, you're a good dog.
Yeah.
But the singer had this kind of shouty, singy kind of growl singing style, and Art kind of gets into that here, but it really works because it's a really raw kind of emotion. It's about his. I think I couldn't work out whether it's his grandmother or his aunt committing suicide. Because it's now about Aunt Virginia, but my grandma jumped off the bridge that day or something like that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It might not even be, but it might be just a song, whatever. But the kind of angst throughout the song builds, and he gets into that kind of half shouting, half singing voice, and it really works for a song like this because it is all about that raw emotion and that kind of pent up. That he was told later on who that person that jumped off the bridge was and that kind of stuff. It's it's not an easy listen, but it's it's matched with that sort of dun, 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 which is quite a nice little pretty riff. So yeah, I think it's a great song.
There you go. We'll take the 2 there. It gives us some wiggle room on our back half of the list. I'm going to go to title track. I went with the second version of it. How about a song from an American movie?
No, I didn't take either one of them.
Right.
Yeah, I got that one because
Hey.
I agree. It's the better version, and it bookends the double album really nicely.
That's exactly why I grabbed it, because I was like, oh man, like I liked the first one. I was like, oh, that's cool, that's neat. And then when it gets to the second, I was like, oh, it's a song.
Yeah, and the second one feels like it has more of an epic quality, and it feels like it's closing a chapter.
Yeah,
that kind of 100%.
Boom. All right, I'll take that too. I like it. All right, Anderson.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out how to get away from this 5 now. Yeah. Let's go to. Actually, we're gonna go with Now That It's Over.
Yeah, I got it.
I love that song, Late Cut, though.
We'll take another 2. That's all right. Christian?
Okay, I'm going to go something completely different, and it's completely different for them. But I think it's great. Get your banjos out, people. Why I Don't Believe in God.
Oh, beautiful. No, I don't have that.
And that was the other of the 3 that I was having my wife pick between. So I'm sorry, Christian. She decided to go get me.
It's autobiographical. It's such a departure musically with the banjo. It's like a sorbet in the album. Clears the palate. But really good, really catchy, really good banjo.
I think at this point I'm down low enough that we can kind of do one last round. Yeah, I think I only got like 5 left. How about Halloween Americana? I know that sound.
I'm sorry. You picked an instrumental. I'm confused.
It happens.
Yeah, me too.
It happens occasionally.
It's a good one.
Yeah. I'll take the one.
And I like it. I just didn't think it had a chance in hell.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you never know. You never know. All right, Anderson.
Okay. Last pick. Let's see here. I think I was on songs number 1 last time. I'll stay there. Here we go again.
No.
No, not for me.
No, I didn't think he'd have it. It's a little too happy for Christian.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. These guys are known for dark. I was just trying to bring both sides.
Yeah.
It's fine. I really it surprised me actually. I really like songs from part 1, but I don't have that much from it, weirdly. But they're all in my kind of next sort of tier down, really. So yeah, a bit of a weird one.
Interesting. All right, Christian.
God, right, okay. So I've got a big one on my I've got 5 left too. I've got a big one on my list, but I'm not sure it's going to hit. So let me leave it on there, and that could be in the dump off, just in case. So I'm gonna go with. I said earlier on that they've got a poppy side, and I've not played anything from Slow Motion myself yet. So I'll go with a really nice poppy, catchy song from Slow Motion Daydream, "The New York Times."
Oh no, I do not have that one.
I don't have it.
That's no problem.
All right. So that said, let me shuffle this up, and then I'll get back up to the top here for mine. All right. Starting with Sparkle and Fade, Her Brand New Skin.
Nope.
Okay. This one I was playing the game kind of. I do like it, and that's why it still ended up making my list. But if I had to guess, technically this one would have been 20th on my list. I Will Buy You a New Life. Yeah.
Absolutely not. I hate that song so hard.
Oh, I'm glad. Not for me either. I'm not keen on that either.
Like I said, I was kind of playing the game on it.
Yeah, when I put Local God on, so much for the Afterglow, that's what I took off.
I wasn't sure where that one kind of stands in the overarch. All right, I've got Rockstar.
No.
Nope.
All right. Let's see. We already did that one. Slow Motion Daydream. How about New Blue Champion?
No.
Nope.
All right. And then The New Disease.
Yes, I have that one.
Okay, all right.
No, I don't have that.
All right. And last but not least, Sex with a Movie Star.
No.
All right, I'll take that.
No, you've won, Anderson.
That's not how that game is supposed to work at all.
Take another binner there. That's all right. All right, Anderson. Oh, it should be noted that leaves us at 5. So Anderson's gonna have our final say. So.
All right, and I think I got 3 left. We'll see if I hit Christian on any of these, and I doubt it. But Strawberry.
Nope.
And California King.
Nope.
That's the one I took instead of those ones that you took that were very good songs. And finally, One Hit Wonder.
That's a good one.
Oh wait, not quite finally. Also, Out of My Depth.
Oh, that was close, but no.
All right. Out of My Depth. All right, and just for fun, Christian.
Okay. So nobody played Father of Mine?
No.
I also took that off the album.
Wow. Okay.
All
that
right.
really surprises me. Again, this is the thing we talked about, right?
Yes.
This is a saturation thing, or became a bit of a meme or whatever before memes were a thing.
Yep.
That's not for us. It wasn't. It was just a song on an Everclear album that, if you were into alternative music and you liked Everclear, that you liked, and it's a good song, and it's art, it's autobiographical, it's storytelling, and I saw an interview with him on an Australian show, I think, when he said that that's the one that people tell him is the most impactful song.
Oh,
for them, yeah, apparently.
Well,
so yeah, there we are. Okay, then my others are My Sexual Life. Oh. I think that's a great closer to Sparkle and Fade. Science Fiction off Slow Motion Daydream. Quite like that. And then there was one song we didn't have, World of Noise, because it wasn't on Spotify, but I only realized this a couple of days ago, and I kind of quite liked it when I'd heard it. Fire Maple Song.
Oh, there you go.
Oh man, that song was my introduction to internet gatekeeping, so I wasn't going to use that either.
Well, there you go. Very interesting the way this played out. Like, we got plenty of 2s and 3s, but the way they kind of came in, like the 2s didn't kind of really hit until the end of our lists. It's like we're very much in and bin for a good while. So, all right, let's see. The 5 that are in. Come on. Electra Made Me Blind. So Much for the Afterglow. Summerland. Local God. Learning How to Smile. Not a single Santa Monica in sight. Interesting. All right, so let's look at these 2s here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that we need to trim to 4. And then Anderson will get his final say. So we've got Amphetamine. Amphetamine, Normal Like You, Heroin Girl, You Make Me Feel Like a Whore, Hating You for Christmas, Queen of the Air, Song from an American Movie, Now That It's Over, and The New Disease. All right.
Was Christmas a 2? I had that as a 1.
Anderson.
That's a 2. I have that one.
Oh, sorry, I missed that one.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So I almost feel like do we immediately just take Christmas off based on, I mean, I'm looking at this list and that's the first one I'm looking at to drop before even taking into Christian's account of like the hokiness of it. I'm thinking it literally is just probably the weakest of the songs we have left. I don't know if you agree with me there, Anderson.
I think there's a reason why it's a hidden track.
There you go. All right, so we'll drop that. That'll make this a little bit easier. All right, so I'm going to ask you first, Christian. Is there one that you really kind of want to go to bat for here to get through?
There's a few actually,
right.
but I think so we've got You Make Me Feel Like a Whore, which would send all 3 of my trilogy through. But I do think looking at the list and being objective about it, I think Heroin Girl, it is, for me, has to be on there.
All right. Was there a strong reason, Anderson, or is this just you just didn't have it?
I just knocked me over with a feather. We can push that one through.
All right. Curtis, we miss you. Would love to have you back on. Love old Curtis for introducing that.
He'd be a fun one to do a panel with.
Yeah. All right. Heron Girl gets through. All right. So same question to you, Anderson. Is there one kind of sitting there that you're like, man, that should have gotten through, or a song that you feel like we kind of need at this point?
I'm going to go to Bad for Now That It's Over, because that is like their quintessential broken up and pissed off about it song.
I like it. Is there a particular reason you didn't have it, Christian, or?
No, not at all. I mentioned that part 1 that I like the album, but a lot of them just hit that kind of middling ground and didn't get into the top 20. Well, that's an example of that. I like the song, so
all right, let's do it.
No issues.
All right, so what we got here? 2 from American Movie. Right. Let's see. Let me look at the real breakdown here. Only one from Afterglow. 3 for Sparkle and Fade, 2 from American Movie, and then 1 from Romeo and Juliet. Are we really only at 7? So we have 2 more here. All right, so we definitely need to get another one from Afterglow. What do we got here? Amphetamine and Normal Like You. Yeah. I mean, I was odd man out on Normal Like You. Anderson was odd man out on Amphetamine. I don't have a reason. I wish I had a reason to say like this is why I didn't have Normal Like You. But to me that feels like coin flip territory. It could be either or.
Okay. I have a reason.
Okay.
For me, it was between Chemical Smile on Sparkling Fade and Amphetamine on Afterglow, and I just went the other way. So I would have no problem putting Amphetamine through.
All right. Let's grab.
Yeah, they both gave me a similar vibe, and I just Chemical Smile had the funny words.
There you go. All right, so Amphetamine will take us up to 8. All right, Christian, let's get another one in here. I don't know, like I feel like we have a good representation of everything now. Yeah, 2, 2, and 3. Nothing from Slow Motion Daydream even made it to this part of the conversation, so you don't have to take that into account. Is there another one kind of sitting there that you kind of feel like at this point we should grab?
Well, just coming back around, I think if you were going to come to me to pick between Amphetamine and Normal Like You, I just wouldn't have been able to do it because I think they're both really strong. So Normal Like You is on the shortlist for me.
Mm-hmm.
You Make Me Feel Like a Whore, I've mentioned already. And the other one that, just for a bit of I'm trying to think of like musical style now. Just trying to see what we've got. We've got a decent mixture. We've got some rockers, some slower ones. We've got Learn How to Smile Now That It's Over. Queen of the Air, I just like the emotion behind it, but I don't know. I think the two that I'm looking at, probably Normal Like You and You Make Me Feel Like a Whore. Those are the two for me. I'm not so fussed on the New Disease or Christmas. American Movie, as I mentioned, has got an anthemic quality, and it could represent that era, sort of, and is the closest to Slow Motion Daydream, being the closing track of the previous album. So there's arguments you can make for any of them, really.
I'm gonna be honest. I was kind of eyeballing American Movie, just because you mentioned it's kind of like a chapter closing. Like it's like it's a bookend. It feels nice to have. It would feel nice to have something bookendy here on the list. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's the strongest song, but you know, it's the one that I have a reason I can vocalize.
It would have to be number 10 on the list, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we got to put someone else in first.
Yeah, there has to be a number 10, and I get to pick it. So, haha.
That's right.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Of course, I was, when you said 9, I was like, no, 10 surely, but no, of course.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we've only got one left, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, if that takes American Movie off the table, I'm also okay with that. It's just like I said, that's the one I can vocalize, like why I could see putting it on.
Okay, let me reverse my argument then. Let's take out You Make Me Feel Like a Whore, because we already have Electra Made Me Blind and Local God, which represent the 2/3 of my Bouncy Riff trilogy. So I think we don't need that because it's just saturation. I do think Normal Like You is a great song. That always stands out to me.
All right.
When I listen to the album. So it's between that and American Movie for me. But if you want that anthemic, epic closer, I don't have an issue with that.
I also feel like I feel like this, like the Father of Mines, the I Will Buy You a New Life are at like failed attempts at being anthemic. Like I not in the same way, but like if I don't know, man. Like it I don't know.
I am so happy neither one of them are on the list.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I guess the question is, do we just take best song available and just do Normal Like You and call it a day and see where Anderson wants to go?
yeah, with 5 left, I mean, I was looking at song part 2 as probably the easiest one to lose.
Okay.
I like New Disease. And it's the only thing they have on here that's newer than the third album, really.
Yeah.
So, like, kind of, if we're looking at giving songs part 2 and Slow Motion Daydream the short stick, that feels like a little bit of a peace offering to them, but best available is still going to be You Make Me Feel Like a Whore, Normal Like You.
Right. All right. What do we got from...
Yeah, Queen of the Air is really good too, because I'm helpful.
Let's see, Learning How to Smile and Now That It's Over from that record already. Well, I guess that's the question. Do we want something post first 2 records, Christian, as number 9?
Yeah, it's as you've said. It's potato really. What do I think is the best song on the list left, on the discussion list left, is Normal Like You. But what feels bookendy and anthemic is Song.
All right.
So we could go in one or two directions. All
right. I'm going to go with Song Part 2 because we know for a fact Anderson is not going to pick that because he's said as much. So I feel like Normal Like You still has a chance to get in as his pick. Now, again, Anderson, this last pick, you do not have to pick one of the 2s that is alive. I prefer that, but you absolutely do not. You can pick one that, hit the bin, that you just want to save from the bin. The rules are technically, well, really the only rule is it has to be an Everclear song.
Those are the rules. Just, don't pick better than Ezra.
Yeah, right?
That's inappropriate, sir. And I want to be...
Refreshing wild cherry cola meets smooth cream. The treat you deserve. Pepsi Wild Cherry and Cream. Treat yourself.
This episode is brought to you by Stouffer's. Here comes 3-time juggling champion Natalia Rogers. She's juggling law school, her TA job. Oh, narrowly catches the laundry. What's that 4th ball? Parents unexpectedly showed up at dinner time? Is that too much for Natalia? Not with Stouffer's Chicken Alfredo and its mouth-watering mix of Asiago, Romano, and Parmesan. When you're juggling 4 things at once and the clock strikes dinner, think Stouffer's.
So I like short blonde hair. I know I was on an island there, but I like the theme of that song where it's just like, okay, I was a successful musician and now I'm not. What do I do?
Mm-hmm.
Out of my depth feels like all of us being adults. California King, that has that same Queen of the Air vibe. I'm surprised nobody mentioned Pale Green Stars. That was a really good song too. This is mean.
Now you know why I don't want it.
Yeah, I didn't want it either. I thought 5 would be safe. Yeah, I was expecting either 3 or 7. For me, it's going to be between New Disease and Normal Like You, and I think I'm going to stay on Afterglow because that's such a good album.
There you go.
Except for 2 songs. So, let's lock Normal Like You in.
Like it. Let's take that as our final say, and then I'll run this down one last go, and then we'll crank up the heat. I'm mighty proud of this list, considering the most popular song we really have is Heroin Girl. Like, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. All right, here we go. Electra Made Me Blind. So much for the Afterglow, Summerland, Local God, Learning How to Smile, Heroin Girl, Now That It's Over, Amphetamine, Song from an American Movie, and Normal Like You rounds out our 10. Now, Anderson, of those 10,
Pass.
of those 10, which one is the one?
Oh, thank you all for not having Santa Monica on here, first of all. Because, and it's not as big of a deal now. When it was just Sponge, I was terrified that Fredo was going to veto me. But you can't veto them both, haha. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm looking at, I think, 2 songs here. Learning How to Smile seems the most Everclear. That just seems to have all the dark and sad stuff all wrapped into one, but with a little bit of hope mixed in. And the other one I'm looking at is Electra Made Me Blind.
I hear that.
And I know they're very similar.
Yeah. What do you think, Christian?
As much as I love Learning How to Smile, I don't think it's... I disagree. I don't think it's representative. I think it's a bit of a depart. I think it's very much, it fits on Songs from an American Movie Part 1. I love the song. I mentioned that earlier on, but speaking about Electra Made Me Blind, nobody's mentioned yet Greg Eklund's favorite drum fill.
Oh.
Which pops up on about 37 songs. It's the last bar. It's the on the last bar, last bar of the 4.
Yeah.
But it makes its debut on Electra. Well, I don't know about World of Noise. I don't know the record, but it actually drives Electra Made Me Blind. It fits really well with the riff. But then he does break it out, like I say, on loads of other songs. But yeah, that was a thing that I kept. It was like a bingo card as I was listening through the discography. I was like, oh, there's another one. There's another. Anyway, I mentioned motifs, I think, in the Pseudo Tendencies episode last time, and I think that's a real motif. Anyway, Departure. Yeah, I'd be happy with Electra Made Me Blind, or just the intro and the energy. Local God, I think, is fantastic. It's between those two for me, I think. Electra or Local God.
I would be okay with that one too.
I feel like I got to make this Electra unanimous, because that's where I was looking. It completely changed the course of how I was going to listen to Everclear. Like, again, was I bummed at the beginning? No, but like I wasn't excited that we were going to do Everclear, if I'm being frank. I wasn't excited about doing it. And then Electra starts and I'm like, oh, okay, this is not just Santa Monica. And like I said before, it sounds like Everclear. It's not like this complete departure where we're kind of throwing you off the scent. It's like, no, all the elements of an Everclear song are there, and it just isn't Santa Monica. It isn't Father of Mine. It isn't, all these other songs that we kind of threw at the wayside. It changed me going kind of, okay, I'm going to listen to Everclear today. Oh man, cool. I'm listening to Everclear. I can't wait to see where this goes. So, that to me says a lot about a song. And I mean, if I'm being also completely 100, depending on who is on that panel, I don't think it stands much of a chance anyway. So
it doesn't.
No matter what we pick. So, I mean, might as well put best.
This is just avoiding the veto.
Yeah,
I'm not looking for a top 10 here.
Yeah, I think this is like it's a great song. It's I think it's the one. So we all had it on our list. So I'm gonna go with that and make it unanimous. Electra Made Me Blind is our number 1. Let me run this down one last go. So much for the Afterglow, Summerland, Local God, Learning How to Smile, Heroin Girl, Now That It's Over, Amphetamine, Song from an American Movie, Normal Like You, not a radio hit in sight. Interesting. Let's let Electra Made Me Blind get a moment in the sun. There we go. We have done it. And I mean, we really did the work here, folks. We really got to the nitty gritty of it. We did not give you Father Mine. We did not give you Santa Monica. We did not give you Everything to Everyone. Although of the radio songs, I think that's the best one, Everything to Everyone. But there we go. We have turned you on to Everclear, hopefully, or at least lightened what you thought of them up a little bit. Just lighten up a little. They're a band, and they've written a lot of songs, a lot of good ones, and the three of us enjoy this band. So there you go. Hey, maybe you disagree with our takes. That's possible. You can now say it on Spotify. You can leave comments. I can comment back. We can have a proper discussion there if you'd like. But if you're going to do that, please give us 5 stars. Would appreciate that a great deal. Same thing with Apple Podcasts, except I can't comment back. But if you're going to do it, 5 stars and leaving a review would be super helpful. Subscribing, rate, and comment, also very key to helping the podcast along. If you'd like to help a little bit more than that, got $1 a month, and patreon.com/ohhijustin's a place to go for that. The conversation that we're about to have, the after the fact, goes immediately there as soon as we're done. You also get deprogrammed before the rest of the world. If and or whenever I ever get back around to championship editions, they go there first. The occasional Oh Hi Justin podcast, the occasional Undercutter songs, things like that go there. Also, always open to discussions about what you think would help raise your value for your dollar. But it also gets you access to our Discord, the Legion of Stupid Discord, and it gives you a special role in our Discord if you go above the $5 level. But at the $1 level, it just gets you an invite, and you get to come in the Discord. We are growing a tree. We are counting, and I'm not kidding about that. We also have a deprogram channel where you can talk about the pod, a music league, which I unfortunately had to drop out of this go-around. We also have a Finding Panelists channel going on where if you wanted to come on the show, that's where you do it. You jump in there. Hey, I'd like to talk about this band. And somebody will go, yeah, I'd like to talk about that band with you. And boom, there you go. That's how panels form these days. So check that out. If you want to just join the Discord without paying the $1 a month, you can do that as well. Again, we are the Legion of Stupid. That's how you find us. And if you can't find us, just ask me for an invite and I'll send you the link and you can hop on in. It's a fun time in the Legion of Stupid Discord. The best way you can help this show is honestly by telling somebody that you listen to it. Hey, I listen to Deprogrammed, and you should too. And with that, Everclear. Learn them and love them, people. We'll see you next week. Bye.